Yeah.
Weird. The future's here.
Okay, see my little vine plant right there, and then look at your background.
No, it's like, just got some new succulents in, honey. Thought I'd show them off.
Did you grow them to be that size, or you bought them like that?
No, like literally bought them, but like I've had them for like literally a week, and they've grown so much already. I mean, literally like a few inches. They're my babies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we both got our drinks going. Very.
What are you drinking?
Very typical of 1G5G.
Yeah. Literally, right? We would get there an hour until we started shooting, and there'd be usually a 26er and like 5 or 6 beers, and they're just like,
yeah,
go on.
And we would all be racing to like drink because we were thirsty. So like,
no, honey,
if you didn't get in on it, it was gone.
To shoot this shit.
Yeah.
It's so good to see you, even though it's like this.
I know.
Right. Last time I saw you, I think you brought some of my boyfriend's luggage home from LA when you were there, and I came to pick it up, right? It's probably the last time.
We're going to speak about him.
Yeah.
There was actually a lot of questions that came in about Robbie, so we'll speak about that.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But I wanted to first start so Logo's doing this campaign called Alone Together. We're obviously at home because of what's happening in the world. How are you doing? How are you reacting to everything? Are you keeping safe?
Does it ever just trip you out when you stop and think about, whoa, this is actually happening? This is crazy. I mean, the perfect word is unbelievable, like in every sense of the word. This is unbelievable. How?
Yeah. If someone a month ago like told me that this would be happening right now, like even as a healthcare professional, I'd be like, it's not going to get to the extent where we like cancel travel or on lockdown, like closing all non-essential businesses. Like it's
schools,
pretty scary.
Everything. I mean, our Canadian, I know the American did too, stock market crashed, right? Like I work in banking now. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. I mean, right? Like a month ago, Archer and I, my boyfriend, we booked Portugal, Spain, Greece, and Italy, ended in Italy. Right, and then what seemed like a week later, it goes to Italy. So like having to cancel this whole thing, no one's trying to get in. You know, it's crazy. But I'm doing good. We got a nice place. I got a pandemic panic purchase I just made. Let me grab her.
Yeah, what is it? Show us. Girl, you
for everyone asking, Jackson is still alive. Don't worry. But this is my new little pandemic purchase I got. This is Rocco. Okay, where's Jackson? Grab Jackson. They're so cute.
She's so cute.
She's being so good already. Look at you. Look at seeing all the people.
Well, I hope just by having this conversation, like we can connect with some LGBTQ folk who are kind of like in rural areas and probably feel like really isolated right now.
Oh my God. I can't imagine not having a partner right now here with me or someone, right? Oh.
Yeah.
Jackson's here too.
Share your dog.
Jack was actually on 2 different episodes of One Girl 5 Gays. He did 2 of the bumpers that they did. So I was always like, oh, Jack.
How
this is so cool. We love Logo, right? Like, remember when it started airing on Logo, we thought we were Britney Spears. We're like, okay, where's the red carpet? Where's my limo? I don't do this shit anymore. Like, I need more money. Like,
yeah. Logo's always been like so good to us. I love Logo.
God, yeah.
It sucks that they're not in Toronto. Someone actually asked a question. They said, who is the current Britney Spears? Because they know you're obsessed with Britney. So who would you say is like the Britney Spears of now?
Of now? Wow. You know what I don't understand? The big pop girls, and they all do a little bit on their own, like Dua Lipa. Why hasn't a pop girl come out and just been like as much of a dancer as she is a performer? Because that's what it was the Britney package, right? So like, honestly, who's dancing right now? Maybe it's Gaga coming back, but Gaga's her own thing.
Or Normani.
Oh, I love Normani. And, you know, Archer danced with Normani. Like, there's gifs of him, like, lifting her. And they text sometimes, literally. For everyone listening, my boyfriend spent the last 4 years on Dancing with the Stars. So dance with Normani.
Okay,
get over here. Come say hi.
Let's do a relationship recap before we introduce Art. So, hair. You know that I actually went to Dancing with the Stars because of Art, and I got.
I remember.
Yeah.
I think you saw it live before I did, and I was like, all feels a type away. I think so, though. But yeah, okay.
I guess to answer everyone's questions, there's no more Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie and I are no longer together, unfortunately. I think I left the show in 2013, and I think he and I broke up in 2014. But we were together almost 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was crazy. And I mean, you know, sometimes things just don't work out. We were really young, really. You know, we had been dating Anyway, we were young. I can't even remember. I'm bad at math.
How old were you on 1G, 5G?
Well, that's the crazy thing. By the time the Matt Barker stuff started rolling around about, oh, he's so young, forgive him. That was season 3, I want to say. Yeah. And so I started the show when I was, I just turned 22 or just turned 21. So I kept being like, that's not, we were all young. Don't get it twisted. I love Matt Barker now. Like Matt Barker now.
Yeah.
How old were you? Are you older than me?
Yeah, I think I joined the show when I was 25.
There's no way. I won't make you say your age now. Wait.
I'm 35. It's okay. I don't care.
So you were season 1 too, or at least the beginning of season 2, yeah?
The very end of season 1. Okay, someone asked this. Hold on, let me find it. Okay. Sparkle Nyers at Sparkle Nyers asked, "How did you get into TV?" Because I don't know this story. I don't know how you got into 1G, 5G.
Well, yeah, either how I got into 1G, 5G or TV. When I was young, I went to Performing Arts High School, and when I was in grade 8, I did 2 Disney Channel movies, Disney Channel child movies, which literally Disney Plus comes out. I'm scrolling. I'm like, holy beep. They're both.
Is it in there?
I swear to God, they're in there. I am not telling anyone what it is because it's bad. Trust me, it's 2 nose jobs ago. Like, it was dark. But so I was acting when I was young. I was in the first X-Men. I was in Billy Madison. So I was always acting or trying to act. But the way it happened is, and you know my best friend Reese, long story short, Reese, my best friend, was interning at MTV, and he had put my email down for an audition for the After Show, which I was on before One Girl 5Ks. Yeah. Right? And then, so because I was on After Show, our producer, Garrett, who I would love for Garrett to be watching, he probably isn't. He's such a hater. But the thing I remember, I'll never forget, was like, would you be ever willing to talk about blowjobs on TV? That's what he said to me. And I was like, totally! Like, so bad. And that's it.
Yeah, because you're like, and then they got us drunk, and we all talked about blowjobs.
Oh boy, did they get us drunk.
Yeah. I was like, Mom, do not watch this show because there's things about me you don't want to know that you're going to know. Yeah.
Oh, you shared, honey. And I would go, I would watch some of the other auditions. Was I in your audition to watch? No.
No. Okay, because I don't think a lot of fans of 1G, 5G know this, but the beginning of the show was really different from what it ended up being. Like, they would tell like a love story or a dating story, and they would play the story, and you guys would give advice, right?
They would tell, I think it was either 1 or 2. Wow, you just tripped me out. I totally forgot that that's how the first 2 episodes were. It was 2 stories, like I keep wanting to say customer, a viewer would call in and say, okay, this is my situation, and like give it.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Should have charged first. Yeah. I got 20 though. Long story short, so they would read this story and we would try and for 15 minutes like give her advice, but gay guys talk so friggin' fast. We were done. They're like, build time. So then, 20 questions. I don't even know how that even, happened. But our first episode we ever filmed was a one-off special. It aired during Thanksgiving. I'll never forget. I was driving back from the East Coast of Canada, and it was like on TV at the time. And I guess because it did so well, it became a normal show.
So what do you find like is your biggest kind of takeaway from your experience on the show? Like when you think back to it now, like what did you learn from it, or how did it change David Robert?
Yeah, this show, you know what? I'm sure you do too. I still get every once in a while people coming up being like, your show saved me. Literally, as a young gay kid living here, or even I have straight guys all the time being like, didn't know anything about gay guys, didn't like gay guys. Your show changed me. Your girlfriend made me watch it. All sorts, right?
You're like,
my boyfriend's like,
yeah.
No, you know what? So the fact that a show with the word gay in the title and a gay cast was airing on MTV and then logo, an MTV-owned network in the US, you can't even undermine how huge that was 10 years ago. And shows like Queer as Folk truly saved my life as well. When I was like, oh, are there other gay people? Didn't know. So I know that
I used to watch Queer as Folk at home in my basement when there was VHS. I'd put a VHS tape in, record it, and then I would watch it like later when everyone else went to bed and like masturbate to it. So I was like, it was the only it was the only gay content, and it was so risky. Like Queer as Folk was huge,
dude, and it was like pornographic. I mean, I think that's like what I consider porn when I was young. Like I don't think was that before the internet. So that's how I feel like our show is for some people. And honestly, I mean, I joked about it. We did a reunion special on your former show, ET Canada. And the question was kind of like, who was the biggest diva? And I was like, and everyone was like, David. And, you know, so the show did not go to my head, you know, because I was on the first episode. I felt like I was a big part of it. By the end, I was like, this is my show. You know? I was fucking crazy.
Well, I think I searched on the internet, like IMDb or whatever, and you were on the most episodes out of everyone on the show.
You know what? Still got it. Still got it. It is true. And I wasn't on the last season or 2 seasons. I left when Aaliyah Jasmine left. So yeah, that show is my baby. I think of it super fondly. I have one single thing in my condo about it. Let me grab it. The only memento I have, although I kept absolutely everything that we got, you know, like the merch, and they made bobbleheads for us. But this is one of the pieces on my wall. This was the first piece of fan mail that ever came to MTV for me.
Oh, like someone
isn't that cool?
MTV Canada? Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah, it came to, for David Robert from, maybe she's watching, Audrey Callison from Amesville, Oregon, I think. So this I keep because this helps to remind me that not only, you know, it's nice to reminisce about things that you've done in your life, but that helps to remind me that, you know, that person, at least one person went out of their way to, you know, send that because it meant that much to them. So.
Okay, let's get a little bit shady for a second. I don't know if you'll find this shady. I love it.
Let's do it.
Speaking of 1G, 5G merch, there was a time when you had a website and you would put like things from the show on the website. It was smart. Like, in retrospect, it was smart. But like,
it was brilliant. I couldn't believe everyone else wasn't doing it. All the other cast were mad, but our executive producer, at least in the beginning, gave me the thumbs up. He was like, I can't believe we're doing this. Yeah, I would sell things. I mean, we were broke, right? Like, I was broke. All right. So yeah, I would wear something on the show and sell it. What else did I have? Like rings I would wear. I'm trying to remember other things that were on it. But yeah, and I made coin, honey. Like I needed to. I was trying to pay that rent, you know?
I think that was like such a stigma was like against us, was like we were trying to use that platform to further whatever agenda, and like me putting my social media handle on like the draw question.
Social media handle gate, right? Like people went to our producers behind your back and were like, stop letting him do it. But they never told you to, because we were so afraid of wanting, like, wouldn't you do it so different now if you could? Because we were afraid of coming off like we wanted to be famous, maybe, or that we were afraid to come off like we were even acknowledging what was actually happening. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, oh, why would you have a website? I'm like, because I'm on a huge show. I don't know. Shouldn't I have one? Like, remember, we got a publicist season 4. Like, up until then, we were like, what do we do? Where do we go? You know? So,
I remember,
it's called Dead David. I wonder if anyone remembers it. It was deaddavid.com.
Oh yeah, of course they do. I remember, because being a nurse, like people would send me like really inappropriate messages through my Facebook because it had like my name, and they'd be like, like, I want to see you naked, or send me a dick pic, or this thing or the next. And so I created like a Jake Mossop like Facebook profile that was separate. Yeah. And I remember getting in so much shit from the other cast members being like, you're the only one with like a public figure like fan page. And I was like, well,
I was right behind you. I was right behind you. Because it was true. Instagram had just begun, I remember. Twitter was all the rage. Like, it was about who had the most Twitter followers, which is hideous. But I still love Twitter. But I remember that it's true. You were sort of the first one, because you were doing that before I did the website. You were sort of the first one willing to go there. And I eventually was just like, dude, this is going to be over soon. Nothing lasts forever. I'm doing it. I'm doing the damn thing. Yeah. And Rick, we would go on tour with Aaliyah Jasmine, right? We toured all those universities. And
you went to
doing that stuff. Remember that?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, what ended up happening was, it was a dream come true. I mean, it really was, right? For a few of those months.
Who from the cast, like looking back, do you think you got along with the least? Because a lot of people are asking questions if you and Matt Barker are still friends.
Oh my God, I love it. Babe, can you open the blinds?
It's about to get shady in here.
No, what was the question? Who during the show, or who do I now get? What was it? And this one
too. Who from the show did you get along with the least?
During the show? Wow, okay, natural lady coming in, Henny. Here we go, coming in hot. You can still see me, right?
Yeah, you look great.
During the show, I got along the least probably with Barker, but which is crazy because Barker and I, at the very beginning of the show, had been throwing this huge weekly party in Toronto called Z-List. Like, it was huge. But fun fact, Matt Barker and I always butt heads a little bit, and I think there was maybe a little jealousy on both sides. Who knows? Whatever.
Right. Yeah.
and MTV decided to film my 25th birthday party at our party, right? Okay. So I'm feeling so cool. Camera crew, I'm like thinking I'm, you know, Jersey Shore. And so my boyfriend, Robbie at the time, brings out this huge tray of cupcakes, all on camera, they're zooming in, right? Everyone's singing happy birthday to me. I'm sitting where I was. I'm going to be Matt Barker now. Matt Barker comes in while they're singing, just gets on camera, honey, knows how to hit that angle, and goes, oops, and spilt his beer all over the cupcakes and goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Catches the camera, walks away.
Could you imagine? I'd be like,
where's that footage? I need to literally message Eric, be like, can I have access to Matt Barker? So it was that, you know, and who else did I not like? You know, Andrew was a dick on the show, but it's crazy because then Andrew and I became so close years after the show. So close.
I did an Instagram live last night with Ish, and people in the chat were asking, like, how did you react and feel at the time when he, like, made the comments about, like, black girls liking acrylic nails and chicken and waffles? Did that upset you?
Can you even believe we aired that? I sometimes joke with Jonathan Nathaniel. I'm like, how is it okay that we called you Black Jonathan? Do you know what I mean? It was like White Jonathan, Black Jonathan. It's like, dude, what? That's how you know this was 10 years ago. So, you know, Andrew, I always said this, and I know this isn't maybe what people want to hear, but I said this to the producers too. I'm like, the second you turn on me and like make me look bad, I'm not going to want to do it. I have no problem admitting that I wanted to seem nice. I didn't want to be the villain, but every show needs a villain, man. If you can find someone like Andrew who was willing to be the villain, wow, because that wasn't me. And so he will defend that chicken and waffles comments the day he dies. Even recently, he was like, you know, whatever. And I was like, Andrew, you must at this point just be like, shouldn't have said it. But
are your friends watching in the live? My friend Carson keeps saying hi, Carson.
I have a bright light. Listen, I'm in my 30s, honey. I have a bright light trying to blow me out. I can't even see what people are writing. I'm gonna read it all later when I watch this back. But yeah.
Do you think that, like, so in terms of what you said about like White Jonathan and Black Jonathan and the comments made, like, do you think if 1G 5G aired now that like we would get away with a lot of the stuff we talked about and how we talked about it?
God, no. I mean, really, I don't think so. You also have to remember, I don't know if it was this way on Logo. Like, I think they bleeped our swear words on Logo, but in Canada, they didn't. It was insane. We would say, but like, they didn't bleep it. So that was crazy. I mean, that we can't do in Canada anymore for sure. No. I mean, I think the stuff we talked about, I hope so. I mean, right, we got political. It was more than just blowjobs, but calling, you know, lovingly him Black Jonathan and just all of it. I'm like, I don't know, man. That might have just been like lightning in a bottle, you know?
Okay, you brought up blowjobs. I'm going to ask you this question. Okay, remember how we used to play How Far Would You Go?
Yeah.
Okay, how far would you go with the following people? Justin Trudeau.
Like DP anal, like spit on me, punch me in the head. I'm so pro JT. Like, and even the way he's handling this crisis right now, my boyfriend is staring at me. Even the way he's handling this is so amazing. I love Justin Trudeau, man. Love him.
So, do you like his beard?
You know what's weird? I love a beard on anyone. His beard, it's weird. I don't love it. I mean, I don't hate it. It's weird. Yeah. I don't know. I wish we could show people a picture of his beard. It's really gray. Not that a gray beard can't be hot. That's not what it is. I don't know. I weirdly don't like it. I love him babyface. I think he's trying to look older and seem older, even though he's in his mid-40s. But
yeah. Okay. How far would you go with Barack Obama?
Oh my God. I'm rocking for Barack Obama. I always was. I mean, I thought he was a sexy man as well.
Yeah,
and
same.
So how far would I go? Like full bottom, like don't even bottom very often. I'll just be like, no lube, just
no lube, spit.
No lube, spit. Let's get this done. My parents are probably watching too. Oh God. My parents actually watched every episode. I know. My parents they watched every episode. And they were just like, oh God, David, but they did. So they're not shocked anymore.
Okay, how far would you go with Donald Trump?
LOL. Wow. Like, you know what? Let's. Where do I even begin? You know what? Don't want to be polarizing because I respect other countries' political whatever, but that man is truly horrendous looking. He couldn't even get away from me. You know what?
Remember, like, the picture where his hair was, like, flipping back and he had, like, the tan line? Like, it was so
He
orange.
hated that,
It was,
eh?
like, so white.
No one's really, I'm ready for, like, a whistleblower to come through and be like, guys, this is what the deal with his hair is. I'm his hair specialist. You know what I mean? And it's like, ain't no shame in the game. I recently, won't even go into it, but I had a little done recently, so ain't no shame in the hair game, okay? But God,
we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
No,
Okay, hold on, wait. How far would you go with Bernie Sanders? Last one.
Bernie, feel the burn. I love Bernie. I do. I mean, personally, loved Elizabeth Warren, but like looks wise, yeah. I mean, like
he's so old though. He's so.
I know.
Old.
Okay, you're making me feel bad. Nothing then.
Okay, wait. I need to find this question. I wrote it down. So someone said, okay, you've been this question comes from Mr. Man Buns. They say, you've been very open about your plastic surgery. What made you go under the knife? And for a second time, and are you happy now? And then they said, P.S. You've always been hot.
Oh, that is so sweet. You know what? Really true, deep insecurity about anything about yourself. I always say I wish I was strong enough to handle the pain, for lack of a better word, of every day hating something so much. Right. You know, and I worked with a therapist, and he was like, "Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect." And I'm like, "But see, you just admitted it's not perfect." You know, like, I was crazy. So I did. I had a nose job before the show, which I swear to God didn't even. Yeah,
you talked about it on the show. Yeah, you talked about it on the show. Yeah.
But I always hated it, and it didn't work. Like, I swear, I remember taking the bandage off. I'm like, wait, it looks exactly the same. So after the show, I did have another tiny little nose job, which now I like it, right? I never wanted the, like, fake pinched nose, but now it's, to me, straight, and I like it. But, and then, I mean, hello, I'm in my mid-30s as well. Like, definitely get a little once in a while. But everything I did, and I'm, you know what, maybe I should just own it. I mean, I'm certainly not hiding it to my friends and family and my coworkers. But I did, over the Christmas holiday, I had a hair transplant where like, because, you know, if someone goes totally bald, they always have it here, you know, that ring guys have. So you'll never lose it there. So what they do, literally, is they remove the root of those hairs and implant it. And after a few months, so it's starting to grow now. After a few months, it will grow forever. Like
it takes forever because they literally go like one follicle at a time.
One hair at a time. Like I actually lost my mind at one point. It took 8 hours, and at one point I was like so high and confused. I was like, "What are you guys doing back there?" And I like called the doctor. He's like, "Everything's fine." And I was like, "Get me out of here!" But I did. And, you know, I really stand by it because I hated my hairline. I hated my hairline since I was a kid. Really, I always had like a Widow Z peak hair. And then certainly on the show, when it was every photo I've taken, very first thing I looked at, ooh, don't like my hair. This has changed my life in a way that the nose job didn't. It was gone. The insecurity went away. It is truly the greatest gift I've ever given myself. So I'm really,
I think you touched on something important, which is like obviously your mental health and how you feel about when you look at yourself. And if it's like something reasonable and you're not going like crazy overboard with it and like spending all of your money and you don't have any money left, like, girl, do you like get that little fix? Like,
because I always say life is short, but it's also long. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like I don't want to feel this way for the next 40 years or hopefully 40 years, 50 years, 100, whatever, 10. So I'm glad I did it.
Okay, someone asked, I want to get back to Art because we kind of skipped over him, but someone said...
No one calls him Art. I'm dead. I love that you're calling him that.
Oh, they just call him Artur?
Artur, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, N Martin 83 says, when are you and Artur getting married?
Oh! Did you hear that one, babe? Come answer. So I was totally convinced, and every time I'm with my family, I'm like, in front of them, I'm like, when are we proposing? I was really convinced you were going to propose in Europe, which we just had to cancel.
That was supposed to be the plan, but no, we're not going to Europe.
That's a lie.
Hey.
That's a lie. Ew, we're that couple. Ew, I hate that. But no, you know what? Robbie and I got engaged right at the end of the show, I think. Listen, I'm a lover. There's not a single case of divorce in my entire 300-year family history.
Wow.
I want to be married.
Not the case in my family, Boo. Not the case in my family.
And that's what I mean. It's quite unusual to have no cases. So I've always been a romantic. I want to get married. Yeah. So please, can everyone send him Instagram messages at Artur _ No, Artur Adamski _. And it's cool to give him his due. That's another thing. I met him after the show, and he was right in the midst of, starring on Dancing with the Stars.
Dancing with the Stars, yeah.
It was him. We'd be walking around, and people would be coming up to him now and not me. And it was good. It brought me back to earth,
Brought me down a bit.
Did it? Did it? I don't know about that. Did it?
Yeah. Okay, speaking of bringing you back down to earth, at the end of the show, there was a lot of drama. I don't even know the whole story. It happened so fast.
I went crazy.
But there was an Amanda Bynes moment, a Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan moment. You took a little bit of all three.
I lost it. No.
What happened?
Okay, you want to hear the god-awful truth?
I just want to say one thing. You had created a Twitter account, and you were sharing everyone's secrets on that Twitter account.
I hope he's not watching. That was Robbie.
Oh, was it?
That was fucking Robbie. So that's why I was swore up and down. I was like, it's not me. Prove it's me. It was right. Robbie. But no, the thing that actually fucked me is, okay, are we just spilling the true tea? It's hideous. I don't even care. Everyone's gonna unfollow me. I don't even care. They did viewer data checks every year for 3 years, whatever that's called. And 3 years in a row, I was, at least at the time, I'm garbage now, don't get me wrong, but you can imagine a young gay person on TV was, I was the highest rated, people.
Yeah, when they would do analytics.
So then I thought it was my show. Yeah. I was like, okay, guys, coming in hot. And I did, because I was on the first episode, it couldn't have, and I also remember I gained so much weight. I literally gained, I was 200 pounds at the end of the show. I was feeling so shit about myself, trying to take other people down, super dark. But they're also discussed really high level, maybe you and Robbie do some sort of newlywed special together or something. So I remember they called me into MTV. I had coffee. This is so bad. I hope they're watching. I had 3 coffees with me to talk to our executive producers and then the executive producer of MTV. Thinking I'm getting a spinoff. I'm like, hey guys. So how are we going? They're like, David, so you are, you need a break. You're suspended, for everything you're doing. And I was like, you can't do this to me. I quit. Coffee bombed them, threw the coffees on the ground everywhere. I'm talking about Pam and Alex.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I know. I was like, you can't do this. I'm done. It was bad. Oh my God, I just set off one of my others.
I wish you would have talked to us about that, because I didn't know anything about how that was happening.
Oh my God, was that ever crazy? That was crazy. The ending really is crazy. And Aaliyah Jasmine and I were so close off camera because we both worked at MTV at that time. I really, really took it out on her too, really meanly. I don't even know why. It was so misplaced anger that only in the last year or two, or actually it was around when we did the ET Canada thing, I texted her, I was like, oh my God, I was such an asshole. I'm so sorry for everything. You love, and just because she was actually incredible at her job, an incredibly nice person, and didn't deserve any of that. And we made up, and it was so nice. And she was
good for you for apologizing and taking ownership on that.
I owed her an apology because I'm drunk. Oh my God. Well, I'm drunk too, honey. Baby, you give me another one. Yeah. So, all the love to Leah Jasmine. I hope she'll do it. She will. I'm sure.
Yeah, she will. She's in LA. She's doing her thing.
Oh, she's living her best life, hon.
Okay. One person asked, "What advice?" So this is makes sense for what we just talked about. But they say, "What advice would you now give your younger 1 girl 5 gay self?"
Holy shit. Philip and I talk about this all the time. Babe, I'm so sorry to be annoying. Can you grab the ice? These weren't in the fridge. I love you.
At your service.
Oh, God. What advice would I give? I really mean it. Again, we spend so much time trying to, not care about it. And there's ice somewhere, I'm sure. Just 1 or 2.
David, focus.
Yeah, sorry. I would have told myself, holy shit, enjoy this, because as soon as it ended, as soon as the show ended, it all ended, right? Like, it's like, not that no one cares, but it's like, yeah, the party invites are gone, and it was all gone. So it was really one of those things where it's like, holy shit, if I'd known that this wouldn't go on forever, which I should have known,
enjoy it.
I would have enjoyed it more. You know what I mean? And don't wear so much bronzer, maybe.
What do you think people's biggest misconception was about like us on 1G 5G?
That we were rich.
Right? Like
Oh
they paid us
my God.
$0.
We basically made $2.50 every 2 episodes. No, you know, we obviously got paid, but we would do one episode a week or one every 2 weeks, realistically. I mean, no one was paying their rent with what they were paying us. And that's just Canadian TV. Like, Americans don't even understand that. They're like, oh, how could that be? Canadian TV is way different.
I was working full-time as a nurse, like while doing the show.
Why do you think I had David.com going on? I mean, so that is the misconception. And, you know, by the final season, I mean, I guess it's uncouth to actually talk about money, so I won't say how much. By the final season, they stepped up, which was amazing, right? And, like, I think we could have paid our rent with that. We'd be house poor, but we could. But, yeah, so then everyone would always, like, you're at a restaurant. I'm like, under 10%, but I'll plug in.
Uh-oh, your phone's going to die.
I'd have to tip 25% at these restaurants because everyone's like, oh, I love the show. And I'm like, crap, you think I'm rich. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's
and I'm not.
Conception.
Okay, what would be, this is like completely jumping back and forth, but that's okay. What are your top 5 quarantine snacks for this past 2 weeks?
Should I just grab them? I'm basically in my kitchen. Let's see.
Yeah, let's
see.
Bring them out.
They're like, I don't know if Logo's gonna be like, no, we can't use, you know, things. I love a Planters nut. Okay. Big Sour Patch Kids fan. Hang on now. Wait for me now. Best chip. I don't know. Do you call these chips Cheetos? The jalapeno ones?
Yeah.
Best, period.
There's like a YouTube channel dedicated to a girl who just eats those.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
These are, so Archer's Polish. These are these like weird Polish crackers that his mom always brings. Okay, they're not weird. Oh my God. Like these weird Polish crackers that his mom always sends us.
They're not Polish. Are
they not?
No.
Okay, well.
It says cream crackers on them in English.
Well, yeah. His mom gets them in a Polish supermarket, so. And lastly.
This is why I live
my White Claws! Because I'm a basic bitch.
No, that's good. That's fair enough. Okay, come back and sit down.
Yeah.
Okay, who would be your ultimate 1 girl, 5 gays panel? So it's you plus 4 of the gays.
Love this question. Me, you, Philip. I've been loving Ian lately. It's funny, Ian and I weren't super tight at the time. Ian is a fucking hoot. And honestly, I would, it's Andrew or Matt Barker. I would say Matt Barker, because we should go back. Like, Matt Barker, first of all, got hot. Matt Barker is hot now. Living in LA, right? Looking good.
Go, everyone who's watching, all 120 of you, go follow at Matt Barker. He lives in LA. He's like a talent director or something.
He's like a fatty. I was like, wait. I'm so in shock. So I think Matt Barker too, because now in hindsight, he was incredible TV, and he's actually a sweetheart. He is.
Yeah. You know? Okay. So is me, Philip.
Oh my God! Archer just said. Someone said, "What about Santos?" Santos. If it could have been me and 4 Santoses, this is on my wall right behind me. I always have this here. Picture.
Yeah, we did the addicted to glamour video.
Right? Like, Santos was one of my absolute best friends. I was one of only 3 cast members that his parents invited to his funeral. And so I struggle.
Eddie Spurl says, rest in peace. I agree. Rest
in peace, Santos. Died at 27, just like so many of the greats, you know?
I know. Yeah, that's tough. Okay, we went through, you said who is the new Britney. What is your least and most favorite social media platform? This question was asked by Peaches_the_dark_1.
Yeah. Weirdly, I've regurgitated back to Twitter. Twitter is so fun. Like, Twitter's not owned by Facebook, so it can be like sluttier stuff, swear words, like it's really anything. Even like porn, not that I'm going to porn on Twitter. I just mean like anything goes on Twitter. I love Twitter.
Yeah.
And the reason I have a love-hate with Instagram is because even as a mid-30s man who doesn't really care or shouldn't care about follower count and everything, I can't. It's so many things. I'm like, wow, why isn't that friend liked my photos in so long? And oh my god, every time I post, I lose 6 followers. What did I do? What is it? Like Instagram hasn't been a super positive experience for me in a long time. I lose followers now. Is everyone losing a little bit of followers now? Is that just me, or it's? I don't know. So you're like, I think so, bitch. It's just you. No, so I have a love-hate with Twitter. Instagram, but I of course love Instagram because things like this is so cool. I mean, wow, I love this. The future's here, eh? Like, remember 10 years ago it was like video phones. We're like,
Okay, who would you rather? Adam Rippon, the figure skater, or Gus Kenworthy?
Adam Rippon, who's another one that Archer's friends with. We actually went to a wedding, Cheryl Burke's wedding with him.
I hope he's not watching.
Yeah, same. I hope, definitely for me, like, as like a TOP, I'm like Gus. I'm Gus. Yeah. Gus. Yeah. He's so hot.
He's a babe.
He is a babe.
Was Gus on Dancing with the Stars?
No, and why not? I don't know. He will be.
Yeah. He
will be. And Adam was on, they did a special athlete season. And Adam won. He was an incredible dancer. And super
sweet. The figure skate. Like
Adam's awesome.
Okay, Anderson Cooper or Andy Cohen?
Whoa. I don't know. Having trouble forgiving Anderson Cooper for how he treated Kathy Griffin during the gate. So honestly, I'm kind of over him for that. My boyfriend's going like this. What?
Plugging your phone.
Plugging my phone, yeah. So for me, it's Andy Cohen. I'm a huge Housewives fan. Where do you want to start? Beverly Hills, New York, Potomac.
Yeah, you love the Housewives.
Oh my god! I literally stalked the Real Housewives of Toronto. Okay, my boyfriend's controlling the phone now. I stalked the Real Housewives of Toronto girls until I became friends with one of them. Literally, I was just like, I love the Housewives. It's so fun, babe. Okay, I'll just hold it.
Just hold it. I'm trying.
Yeah. So I love the Housewives.
No, take your time. We're not in a rush.
I wish I could just sit here properly, but I can. You know what we'll do? We'll put it right here.
Yeah.
That'll stay. I think that will stay. Not quite the angle I was using before, but it's fine.
It works. Okay, and then last, who would you rather, which character, or they're not characters, but which guy from the new cast of Queer Eye? JVN, Anthony, Tan, Bobby, or Karamo?
Are you ready for this? I have never seen the new Queer Eye because I hate sad things. Like, even though I know I'm sure in the end it'll be like a happy ending, I avoid sad movies, sad songs, sad anything like the plague because I'm like so desperately easily sadable that like. Right. But that being said, I read JVN's book, which was incredible, and I love what he's doing. And actually, sorry to keep talking about Dancing with the Stars, but one of them was on Dancing with the Stars,
Karamo.
Yeah. The latest season. So, yeah, I would pick JVN if that was the question. I'm drunk now. Like 2 White Claws. Jake.
Okay, who from the original One Girl 5 Gays cast do you still talk to on a regular basis?
Probably Philip the most. Like, Philip's my G. We were just supposed to go to Vegas. We had to cancel that too. So sad. Right. We're going 2 weeks. But tons of them. I mean, Jason Yent, I see all the time. I walk by Jonathan Schuster, White Jonathan, all the time. But the closest would probably be, and I consider you, I mean, I haven't seen you in a while, but right, we're always DMing. And so you, Jason, for sure. Like I said, Mike Yerxa, when I see him around. I don't really, I'm happy to talk to any of them. We're like a little family. Right? Don't you think so?
Yeah. I mean, I don't speak to, like, you and Philip and Ian, probably the most. Definitely not some other people.
Oh my god, wait, you spilled then, who?
No, I just mean, like, there's some people from the show that I never really got along with, and I never really talked to them again after the show ended, but yeah. We're just gonna stay classy here. But yeah, like, I think.
Oh my god, I just got a text from Keel. Literally, I just saw it come down. It was like, bitch, what about me? True, you know, Keel definitely too. Keel's an incredible drag queen now, and it's like, check him out.
Right.
Because he puts on a show, honey.
Yeah. Okay. What did I say?
He goes, Jake needs to spill the tea, but there's plenty of these episodes coming that you can.
Oh yeah. No, it's just what it was. It was like, I feel like there was a lot of people who I like the word when you use like jealousy and people like owning it. And I feel like that was like a big part of our show, was like they would kind of like pit us against each other in the questions.
Okay,
and then
100%.
And it's like, if you displayed confidence, it was like considered like being a narcissist or like being like too.
Oh my God,
like,
wait, I have to stop you. Keel just texted me, you've always been saying my name wrong. So I don't know. Is it Kyle?
Kyle.
Okay, my bad. Wow.
I know, but it spelled like Keels.
I'm sorry. I am so dumb. That's so stupid.
No. Okay, tell everyone what you've been up to since 1G5G.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. As soon as I left the show, this sounds weird, and I've never been afraid to admit that part of me like wanted to be famous growing up or something, like, and the show really gave me that feeling that as soon as I was done with the show, I was like, fire my agent from before when I would try and do like acting. And just sort of let that all go. And I'd always worked in marketing even before. I was working for Toys R Us before. I was working for MTV in the marketing department during the entire run of the show. But then after the show, I jumped to finance. So only because I'm not with them now, I can say that I went to Capital One for a while in their marketing department. And I now am the head of email marketing for Canada's largest bank. So cool. I'm trying to get that 401k, honey. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to get that pension. Retirement fund.
Okay, so you kind of maintained working in marketing this whole time.
Yeah. So I've always been a marketing guy for sure, yeah.
Okay, would you, if they came back and said, we are going to do a 1G, 5G revival, would you do it?
Before, it's funny, they asked us that on the other thing, and I'd actually heard that there was maybe, they were going to sell the old episodes to Netflix, or, high level, maybe there's something coming back. I heard, but, I don't think it's happening. But, so I remember being like, there's no way. But even doing this with you, it's like, there's no way you can't have both. I used to be like, I can't be a respected business professional and do it. Even though, trust me, my coworkers are always like, oh my God, I looked you up. I'm like, shit. Yeah. So I would definitely do it. Even just for the first episode, just to like introduce a new cast or something, I would 100% do it.
Yeah.
100%. Make a call, Jake. You get things done. Jake, people know that Jake ended up the host of ET Canada at one point. He's like, welcome back to the Daily News, Jake. Fucking my ass. He's like, yeah, on Handmaid's Tale? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's been...
You're a hustler, too. You've always been a hustler, you and me.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. Okay. What people are going through, obviously, to go back to something serious, coronavirus. And I said, like, a lot of, people who are LGBT, like, don't make it, like, as much income. They're precarious workers. There's a lot of drag queens, bartenders, performers,
artists.
Performer. What advice would you give the LGBTQ community right now who are kind of, like, going through a tough time, thinking of, like, our message and hashtag Alone Together?
Oh, shit. It's so tough. Wow, what do you say? And it's like... Right, even just in Canada, 30 million people live in Canada, and they said last week 1 million people signed up for what we call EI. I think that's it's not like welfare in the state, it's like unemployment insurance. So, I mean, that just goes to show you the unbelievable thing that's happened from this. What would I give advice to those people? It's funny, when my friends first started not doing it, I said, they're looking for childcare, a lot of people right now. Get a drag queen to look after your kid, but now that we're social distancing, I don't know. It's like, this is so tough. Like, start a website maybe, or I've been visiting some drag queens online shows and tipping. Dude, if you're still working, fucking tip. And, I think I tipped my girlfriend Priyanka, who I'm pretty sure is on Drag Race Canada. Holla! Probably just got her kicked off for saying that. But she didn't tell me that. I just think so. And I tipped her $20. And for $20, she's thinking, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, it meant so much to her. I was like, oh, it's a small thing. So, I don't know if you are struggling right now, especially with that, especially being gay, and my heart goes out to you. I wish. I'm so sorry. I don't know. It'll be over soon. I'm keeping positive that wrap it up. This will be over soon.
And I think it's important, like the concept of like Alone Together is like reach out to people. Like we have social media platforms. You have FaceTime if you have an iPhone. or like video chatting.
Yeah. Because guys, we're all feeling it. Archie, come over here. When I say, did I not say to you today that for the first time in over a week, I felt happy today, right? Really I have been so down. I mean, I don't want to use the word depressed because I know that's super serious, but when I say I struggled getting out of bed, I was sad. I was deeply sad. I couldn't smile.
He was definitely feeling it. Let's just
say I would cry, right? Like my dad's a senior and immunocompromised. So thank you, babe. Love you.
Bye-bye.
So this has been really heavy, and I think people are afraid to really share how insanely hard this is for a lot of us. And it's okay to be freaking out. It's okay to be sad. And I mean it, and I know you mean it, Jake. You know, send me a DM. I respond to everybody. If things are tough, like let's send a funny, meme to each other or something. It'll be fine.
Well, I think what you said about, being honest about your feelings and like if you are feeling sad, like letting people know and like reaching out. I live alone and I'm like constantly bugging my family and my friends and being like, hey, what are you up to? What are you up to now? What are you doing? And I love interacting with people through social media. I think it kind of really brings us together. So that's super important.
Wait, like I don't want to out you. I don't want to like call you out right now. I can text you out. Like, what's going on with your man? You guys not living together anymore?
No, we were together for 6 years and we broke up last year in May.
You know what? You're probably living your best life. Breakups are fucking hard. You're probably still hurting. But like, look at you. I'm sorry to hear that, Michael. Love you. But okay, so you're alone there. That's different.
Single.
You don't have a pet, do you? Oh no, you do. You have a Yorkie named Jack as well.
He took the dog.
Wait.
Okay, we're not going to go down that path.
I just puked. No, that's a trigger. That's a trigger. We're moving right along. Moving right along. Next question.
Moving on. Okay, let's end on a high note. I want to know.
My bad.
What was your best experience from One Girl 5 Gays that you kind of like hold near and dear since the show ended?
Do you remember what they called the One Girl 5 Gays 500 fan special? Right? They said we're gonna try. They're like, cross your fingers. We're gonna try and get 500 people to show up at the studio, 500 seats, and we're gonna do a live taping. And right, they're like, please post it because we don't know if anyone's gonna come.
Ask your family. Ask your friends.
Ask your friends. Ask your family. When they had to shut the 3 streets down around the MTV studio because 2,000 people showed up, it was incredible. I mean, really, truly, it was like, whoa, this is wild. And that whole special, which I have on my YouTube, actually, I have the video on, I don't even know, is it youtube.com/David Robert? I don't know. I have a bunch of plug, because I have a bunch of that 1G5G content on there because I'm not embarrassed by it. In fact, I love it. And I want people, So for sure, it was the One Girl 5 Gays 500 fans special.
Okay, well, I have to say that, like, when I mentioned that I was coming on Logo with you, you have, like, maintained the top spot of, like, fan, like, favorites.
You bitch! Not even true, really. Trust me, I get my fair share of, like, you're ugly, and I'm like, cool, thank you.
No,
I'm kidding.
But thank you so much for everything you had to say, for all of your advice, for being candid, spilling the tea, because we know Logo loves the gossip.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Logo TV, honey.
Yeah, so thank you so much for joining us. And
I love this idea, Jake. This is going to be so great. I'm going to watch every single one, and I hope you get Aaliyah, and I hope you get Jason, and I hope you get... I know you get Philip again. Like, these are going to be fun. I think people are going to love them. So thank you for everyone watching, and thank you, Jake. Love you. And thank you, Logo. Okay? Let me see if I can figure this out. Make it not hideous.
Yeah.
Oh, God. No, it's going to be hideous. Anyways, love you.
Bye.